Hey guys, how's it going? It is a little bit later in the day than I would like it to be. I had some things to do this morning, and we're getting a late start in the garden today, so it's going to be another mellow day in the garden, which is why I love December in the garden. December in the garden is mellow, maintenance, low-key, slight planting of a few things in the garden, and nothing too crazy. Because we are resting in the garden to prepare for springtime when it's going to be insane in the garden. And I want this springtime to be insane in the garden. I want to go so hard in the garden. I already have a lot of things that I would like to do. And so we've got a lot of prep work to do this winter time and a lot of mellow projects to do this winter time. So I also wanted to say, excuse my wrinkled shirt. I've talked about my clothes steamer and how I've used it every single day. I've been using it every single day on all of my clothes so that way I look presentable. And I took it to Hawaii and I had Jalen bring it back because it didn't fit in my suitcase. And when she brought it back, it's up at her house. And I don't know if I'm going to get it back. So I might have to order another one, which is fine because I absolutely loved it. So she can have that one. Don't tell her in case I get it back. But the plan for today is to take these two containers that I have plants in and put them into the landscape. So I'm really bad about watering things in the wintertime, and these are not hooked up to irrigation, and so I need to put them in the garden so that way they don't die. So that is the plan for today. And then also I want to set up my Christmas village, and I thought I would take you guys along with me because it's one of my favorite things to do. I love a Christmas village. I love a good Christmas village. And I've slowly been collecting like nice pieces over the last couple years. And so I thought I would take you guys along with me to set up my little Christmas village. I started out with Dollar Tree Christmas Village and it was my favorite. I didn't care that it was from the Dollar Tree. I absolutely loved it. The houses were teeny tiny and I could just, I don't know, make my little figurines however I wanted it. And I've slowly been trying to upgrade. So I'm very happy with my Christmas village. I cannot wait to show you. For now, we're going to do a little bit of planting. So easy peasy. This was actually last year's project, I believe. No, these containers were from last year, but the plants that are in them are not from last year. So the plan is to pull these guys out. I've got a Heuchera right here. No clue who she is. I don't remember. And then I also have an asparagus fern right here. And these are both going to go in the same spot. They're both going to go by the back fountain. That way I can use these containers for Christmas things. I want to put paper whites in one of them. They're just so beautiful. I picked these up at TJ Maxx last year for Christmas, and they have been absolutely fabulous to use. And the other one, I don't know what I want to put in it. Maybe some type of like lemon cypress. I think that would be beautiful. So let's take these to the very back and go get these guys planted. So they're going to go back here in this bed. This is my Heuchera bed. I planted all of these this late summer, and they have all been absolutely amazing. I had one that a gopher got to, and I kind of just replanted it, and it's totally rebounded. Well, it's mostly rebounded. It doesn't look as good as those two right there. It's the same variety, but it's rebounding, and it's got new growth. So that's exciting. So I'm going to tuck the Heuchera, this one, in here somewhere. Not exactly sure where. And then I also have the fern, and I think I want to tuck the fern as close to the fountain back there as I possibly can. I think it would be a nice little pop of green as it kind of fills out that entire area. So that is the plan, is to kind of see how I can wiggle my way back there and get that planted in there. And the Heuchera needs to go somewhere. Let's kind of play with this and see where we have room. We actually have room right here, and that kind of extends the bed a little bit more, because I've got one there, and then it just kind of like continues to tie into it. Maybe that would be good. This area does get a little bit too much sun. It needs to go over on this side. Shoot. We're gonna play with it. perfect. So the asparagus fern, I was gonna try to put it there, and I started digging, and I forgot that we put that on a pedestal, and so there's a concrete block down here, so couldn't dig, and so I decided to just move it over here, which is fine, because I actually was talking about how I wish I had a little more green over here. I do wish I had a little more green over here, but I think that the lamium right here is really filling in so beautifully and has like a nice shine to it, so I don't know if I need bright green over this way. It's funny because these Heucheras make that not look bright green at all, and it's a really like nice bright green color, but it makes it not look bright green at all. It would have been beautiful on the fence. I think it would have just really like shined, but I do think that that's going to be a perfect spot for it. And then I tucked in the one right in front back there, and I think that's going to be perfect. And I forgot that our timer on our fountain, I thought it was off, but I forgot that our timer is wrong. So we lost power a while ago, and we never changed the timer on this thing. And so it now turns on in the middle of the day and shuts off in the middle of the night, instead of turning off in the morning and shutting off at the nighttime. It's fine though. You can see the splash, so it does splash. That's why we have ours hooked up to irrigation. Still love this fountain. Even though it splashes, I still recommend it. I don't know any fountains that are out there that don't splash. Even our little teeny tiny tabletop one still splashes and empties. So fountains are work, they are maintenance. I think it's worth it. I think that one's so beautiful still, and I love the way that this has all come together. Let's go inside because I am dirty and it's actually really cold out here now. I will say though, before we go in, these containers, so stunning. Picked them up from TJ Maxx last Christmas. So incredibly hard to get plants out of though, because they have a lip on the top of them, and because of the way that they're shaped, they're kind of like narrow at the top. They kind of have they're like V, but they kind of like round back in just a smidge. So it makes it really hard to pull plants out of them. I still think it's worth it. It is not something that you probably want to leave plants in for years though. These ones were just in this container for a short while, just a couple of months, and they were extremely hard to get out. So if you have something that you're like, okay, I wouldn't mind leaving it in here forever, I think it would be worth it. But if it's something that you're like, yeah, I might want to like transplant that, these containers are really hard. So if you find containers, make sure that you find them where you can actually pull it out. But the lip on the top, like you can see, it's kind of the depth of my thumb right there. It's a little bit hard to pull things out. So just a warning, just be smart when buying containers, because I wasn't very smart with them. I bought for beauty, not for function. Okay, we are inside before we go out and do one more little project. But this is where our Christmas village is gonna go. It used to go on there, and my collection has outgrown itself, so it doesn't go there anymore. It now goes here because I like some of the big ones. I'm actually pretty selective about which ones come here, so I'm very selective about which ones I buy, and so I have only 2 big ones, and then I have 3 small ones, and that has taken me 3 years because I just am very selective. So I would like to find eventually, I think, one more big one like this, but we will see. So this is one that I bought last year, and let me show you guys. I love a Christmas village. So this is my favorite one, and it lights up. It is a greenhouse, and it's the plant shop. I had to buy this one. It's got a little dog in there and a guy, that's me, with all my poinsettias in there, and the greenhouse, and it's got a little light on the front here. And then I have the like house here, whatever it is, the bistro. Yeah, so I've got a little bistro right there. And then I have these guys with a little fire pit, and they're drinking hot cocoa. And then I just picked this one up this year, some little kids on a sled. Love this one. And the light lights up, and I believe like there's a light right here. So the tree kind of lights up, the sled kind of lights up. And then my grandmother just dropped off this one. And this is my little fountain because I have a fountain, and that also lights up. So I've got my little set, and I've got some little accessories. I've got some gold trees. I'm gonna lay this out with snow, and we're gonna just make it all come together Christmassy. Christmas village. I love a good Christmas village. It is so cute. I obviously will be adding more things as time goes on. I don't know, I'm very happy with the Christmas village. They just bring me so much joy. I could probably sit and stare at one for hours. I love when people do them and do them well. So this is my very young Christmas village. This thing's only maybe 3 years old at most. So slowly collecting pieces. I think I need to get just one more like medium-sized thing to go kind of back here, or have it go here and then have the fire pit moved up a little bit forward. And then I would be pretty happy with this village. I love it. So now we're gonna go outside and we're going to take care of the containers that I just emptied. I found some bulbs, and so I'm gonna fill it up with soil, one of them, and I'm gonna make a little thing to go in there to like be a support out of the willow branches. And I thought it would be pretty full of flower bulbs. So we're gonna go do that right now. Okay, this is relatively easy now. So I have my container. I'm gonna use the big one here, and I have some bulbs to go in here. These technically need chill period, so I should have been putting them in the refrigerator, but I didn't, and I'm not going to. So we're just going to put them in this container, and my hope is that it gets cold enough outside that these get their chill time that they need. So by planting them in the container, they should technically get some more chill hours. It says that you want to plant about 12 of them per square foot. This is a little less than a square foot. I have 15 in here, and so I'm gonna pack this thing pretty much with all 15 of these, because I don't want to just tuck in 2 or 3 into the landscape. So we are gonna put 15 bulbs in this one container, and we're gonna fill it up with soil. And then I went ahead and I grabbed some little branches off of the willow tree. So this is all from our willow tree, and I'm going to kind of just make like a sphere right here, kind of around it. So that way it kind of like acts as a support as these plants kind of grow up and get a little bit taller. So we're going to kind of build like a kind of like a little trellis for these guys, but in a spherical form. So let's get these planted. And then I need to get 3 little stakes in here, so that way I have something to attach my sphere to. We're gonna just go in with some new potting soil, and we're gonna fill this. These guys wanna be planted about 2 to 3 inches deep, so I'm gonna leave about 2 to 3 inches, put my bulbs in really quickly, and then we will go ahead and cover them up. Very, very simple. And I'm not going in with any fertilizer because it's not near me. If I was smart, I would go in with fertilizer. I'm not that smart though. Okay, so we've got a little bit of room in there, and then we're just gonna go ahead and pop these in there very quickly. And with these bulbs, when putting them in there, you want to make sure that the root side here is down. So this is the flat part, and then this point goes towards the sky. And I'm gonna fill this whole thing up just because some of these look a little bit rough, so I'm not expecting every single one of them to fill in and sprout. was easy enough. So what should happen now is these flowers should sprout, the foliar growth will be down here, the flowers will be just sitting right about here, and it should just kind of like look like a little nest of flowers. So I think it turned out beautiful. I went in with some decorative sand. Normally I would go in with some like decorative moss, but I don't have any. I don't know where it went. I thought I had some more, but obviously I don't. So I just went in with some sand. I think if I went in with the moss, it would look, I don't know, better, and then maybe like tuck in a couple ornaments or something like that. But this is going to sit outside, so we're just not gonna do that, and it's fine. I did go in with 3 twigs here, and then I just kind of wired them together, and then I started making my wire nest with some of the willow branches. And I will say that the more alive your branches are, the more flexible they are. If you have branches that are a little bit more stiff and dry, I've seen some people who make willow baskets, and what they do is they usually will soak them. I'm not that patient, and this did work out just fine. So if I was making a basket, this would be a fail. This would be the ugliest basket I've ever seen. But to just be like a natural looking little like obelisk or like trellis for these guys, I think it works out beautifully. So this is that project, and we are all done for the day. So that, my friends, is all that I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed it. We did a little planting, we did some stuff inside, and we did a little teeny tiny project. So thank you guys for visiting our garden. Very mellow day in the garden. I hope your winter days are going to be just as mellow as my winter days are about to be, except for maybe a week where it's going to be chaotic because I got some things that I got to do. I got to dig some ditches and run some irrigation. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for visiting our garden, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.